Now the first thing the directions are going to ask you to do is to take off these wings. Whatever you do, do not do this first. I'm warning you now because if you take them off first, they're going to be dangling from these little black cables throughout the entire transformation and getting in the way of everything you do. They're actually the last pieces that get placed in the transformation, so it's not necessary for them to be taken off just yet. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start on the legs, starting with the feet. First thing we're going to do is just push in the toes. Just like that. We'll do it on both. Next, we're going to move these back pieces out of the way so we can get at this tire. We're going to flip the tire around so it's on the outside. Just like this. Next, we're going to pull the tire out toward the side and move the leg, move the foot, rotate it upward. Now that we have the tire in place, we can shift these back pieces into place. Just like that. Some force is necessary, and there are a couple of these pegs on the figure, so be aware of that. But we're just going to pop it right on, just like that. And you heard how loud that snap is. That's just a sign of how tight that fit is. So next we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. We already pushed the toe in. Get these back pieces out of the way. We'll rotate the tire out, just like that. And then we'll move this guy up. And we'll shift the back pieces into place. There we go. We're going to pivot out and then down, because the hip comes out like this, and we're just gonna fold it out and then back in like this so it comes straight down, and that way it can meet with the other leg after we do the same thing there. I'm just going to move this piece out of the way again, bring it over to the side, move it out and then back in, just like that. And there you can see the two legs right next to each other, really close. Our next step is we need to move these legs up. And there are pegs on either side of the knee, right here, that we're going to push in and then push the leg up. Once again, a little bit of force may be necessary, but not too much. And when you bring the leg up, there's a little tube that fits into a peg right here. Don't know if you can quite make that out, but just make sure that the tube fits over the peg. The next thing we're going to do is just push these two back pieces together like that. Great. And we already have the back of our car more or less established. Now, you'll see these pieces right here fit right in front of the tire. Don't put these in place just yet, because the arms need to fit behind them, and it is a real pain to try and fit the arms in if this is already in place. And this piece has more of those pegs that require a bit of force to get back out. So save yourself some trouble and leave them off for now. And now that I've mentioned the arms, that's what we're going to do next. Now we're going to dislodge the arm from the shoulder, and that's very easy. just like that. And what that'll do is that'll disengage the electronics. This little orange gear here fits into this piece of the arm. So now the arm won't be tethered by the electronics. It has a wealth of movement now. And we're going to move this piece up so it's facing forward, and that'll eventually go behind the tire. And this little gauntlet shield on his forearm, that needs to face down in car mode. So this needs to go toward the bottom of the car. And then we're just going to push it down into behind the tire, right there. And that is pretty much in place. The other arm is a little bit more of a challenge because of its range of movement. So we're going to dislodge it from the shoulder once again, disengage it from the electronics, move this piece up, and face this gauntlet piece down. We're also going to fold this fist up as well. I realize you can't really get an awesome view of that right now. Just like that. And we're going to bring that down. This part is kind of a pain, so good luck. But we are going to try and fit it behind, into the slot behind the tire. It should be a pretty good fit. There we go. Okay. That is more or less in place. Like that. Now we can place these pieces right in front of the back tires, just like that. And you'll hear another really loud snap. Right there. That is in place. Now we'll do the same on the other side, right here. Just like that. Next, we're gonna bring this top piece back to fit these little clips into the slots on the back piece. So basically just gonna push down, and a little bit of force may be necessary. There we go. But it'll fit really well. Alright, I think it's safe now that we can take the wings off. And all we do is just apply a little bit of pressure and they'll pop right off. No problem. And they're attached by these little black tubes, so they're not going anywhere. And then we'll bring this piece up. And there are little clips on the side here that will fit into this side piece. So, let's get that lined up. Just like that. Next, we can rotate these tires down and into place. Oops. Alright. We'll do the same over here. Just like that, and they'll fit right over the electronics piece. Then, one of the final steps is we're going to take this chest piece and just bring it right over his head to fit onto the hood. Now, what we do here is we pull the pieces out, push them down, and then push them back in. And these front pieces will just fold right down into place. And there will be two more clips here and here that will fit into slots right here. So we just fit them in. This piece is a little awkward to do in this position, so I'm just going to do it, but it's very obvious to tell what you need to do once you get to that point. And the hood will fit together just like that. It should be fairly seamless. Which leaves the doors as our last piece. Now, you can see the armature on the door here has a bit of dowel piece going across right here where my finger is. That is going to act as a hinge inside. And you can see the hinge, or rather where the hinge fits in from here. And you just slide it right in and it'll snap just like that. And the door can now pivot on that hinge and can close. Usually. Yep, no, that worked. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now the tube will get in your way. Just do your best to compensate for that. And that fit right in. And now the door hinges, and we will close the door. Just like that. And here is our concept Camaro.